All right. Oh my god, I am freaking tired. It some time has passed. I did not just get in the car and turn the camera on. I was just kind of chilling for like 20 minutes because I am freaking tired. Before I get into my little rant, pre-workout at 11 o'clock? How in the fuck am I going to go to sleep? And I actually I had a considerable amount of caffeine. I've actually been kind of adding a little bit extra. I was kind of on like a 200 milligram kick. Like I would do 200 for all my lifts. Now I've kind of been upping it to 4-ish, which not an awesome path to go down. I definitely do not want to get to the point where I have to do like a gram of caffeine, 1,000 milligrams of caffeine to like feel energized, of course. So, I don't want to go down a little bit of a caffeine rabbit hole. But that's kind of how much I did. Like today was it was like 1 scoop and a little. Oh shit! Actually, I kind of had a lot of caffeine because I did nearly 2 scoops of the Hostility Foundation. I think you know which flavor. Wink, wink. Maybe check the link down below. If you don't know, you might be pleasantly surprised. But so I had like 500 milligrams of caffeine. Oh my goodness! How in the heck am I going to go to sleep? I don't know. I think I just don't have that kind of sensitivity to it. Like maybe ADHD brain or something. But I'm going to be able to sleep just fine after my next meal when I lay down. So that's lucky for me. So that means I get the privilege of kind of lifting whenever the hell I want during the day and not being constrained by, okay, crap, it's already 6. Ah, man, I can't take my pre, or I got to do a little, or I got to do none. Now that is not a situation you want to be in. Just take a stimulant-free pre-workout, aka no, I want to talk about hostile bloodshot. Ooh, there we go. No caffeine, because you're still going to benefit from all the pump ingredients and everything else. I mean, there's all sorts of craziness in there. I've never really been one to really do deep dives into every particular ingredient and like lion's mane extract and whatever. I just kind of know. All right, I tried it, getting a freaking crazy pump. I like it. That's kind of how I've always approached the pre. But yeah, if you get zapped out of your mind off 50 milligrams of caffeine and you can't sleep for 6 hours, guess what? Stimulant-free pre-workouts, they're out there, and I think you know which one I would recommend. But yeah, so when I get home, I'm gonna be able to sleep just fine. So if that's not you, then sorry to flex on you with my. I don't want to say caffeine intolerance, because I get amped up. Like I definitely like get awake from it. Like I feel the effects of the caffeine for sure. But I don't know. Must just be something rewired in my brain or whatever else. But what I kind of wanted to say earlier, or not earlier, but what I was thinking about saying and kind of getting into was like a little bit of a motivational rant, but kind of just like I mean, it depends on the person. Obviously, if you've been grinding hard and you know it on a consistent basis for a good period of time, then I'm not really talking to you. Or maybe you can just listen along and be like, damn right, he's right. At least, if I say some facts. If this all sounds like BS, then whatever. But what are you waiting for? In all honesty, what are you freaking waiting for? There's not just going to be a day where, for no reason, you're going to just wake up and say, I'm going to go to the gym every day in perpetuity. I'm just going to pick up my routine, do my cardio, start tracking my macros. Boom. I'm going to do it. That doesn't really happen. For the most part, for long periods of time, for extended periods, people like being in states of homeostasis. People want to be comfortable, right? So you're going to school, you're going to work, you come home, you chill out, you eat your food, you go do whatever, you have some fun or something, then you go to bed and you can say, I had some fun today. What is really going to make you change that? We've all kind of heard the phrase, or sort of the idea that like being comfortable is kind of like the enemy of progress, or everybody always, spouts some shit. I think all this, it's kind of, I'm a little bit hypocritical when I say these sort of quotes because I find them kind of cheesy, but they are legit. I mean, there's solid ass fucking wisdom in all these cliche quotes like be comfortable being uncomfortable, or some shit like, don't, oh man, if you know where this is from, then you're well cultured. Don't put off to tomorrow what can be done today. Now, whenever I say all this shit, I'm not necessarily talking as if I follow all these little self rules and disciplinary whatevers exactly. I'm not a perfect baller. I've been known to slack off a little bit, especially on things unrelated to lifting. But all this shit, it can be, well, a lot of good information can be extracted from those sort of statements, right? So, I mean, I don't know. You kind of have to, I feel like for the most part, people sort of, before they make a big change in their whole routine or whatever, of course, I'm going to relate it to lifting, is they kind of reach a state of just fed upness, right? It's like, maybe you wake up in the mirror one day and you think, holy shit. Or maybe you see a picture of yourself in high school and you're like, what the fuck happened? Right? Now, that's, not really speaking from experience. I'm just kind of saying hypotheticals. But, shit like that. That's the stuff that I hear about, or I see posts, or I see a ton of comments on all these videos, people talking about how they started lifting, making legit progress. I see this shit all the time. And it's never like out of the blue, I just started to feel like it. It's always kind of an internal desire which gets manifested into action. So some way or another, the X factor that happens to people when they switch from not doing something to hitting it legit with a vigor is they just kind of, I don't know, something kind of just maybe bubbles up with inside them and they go, all right, let's get fucking real. And I'm not saying that everybody has to be a David Goggins type. I'd say that's the absolute pinnacle of a 180. Oh my goodness, I don't know if anybody's really pulled one of those before. Whoa, you hear what I'm saying, right? You're not just going to go from, I forget the whole story, but like 300-pound cockroach sprayer to total baller Navy SEAL marathon ultra runner, right? And I'm not saying that in kind of a quick, lighthearted way. Like, no, that is legit. I'm not saying you got to do it like that, but if you kind of catch yourself thinking, okay, you know what? It's December. It's almost New Year's. Next year, I'm going to fucking hit it hard. How often does that ever fucking happen? Legit. I wish I was omnipotent so I could know the legit numbers. But I'd say maybe 1 in a fucking 1,000. The thought of, okay, next year or next month, or, okay, tomorrow I'll blank. Dude, you might have better odds fucking chasing the lottery than to have that statement end up being true. Now, that's not to say that it's not worth thinking, because you should always kind of have that little, I guess it doesn't really matter for me, but I'm saying for you, if you kind of have that little fire sort of smoldering deep inside you, and it's real dim, but it's still there, right? All it takes is for you to blow on it and get it going. So if you know for a fact that you've been just, no other word to fucking put it, slacking off, and you don't want to, I guess if you're a slacker at heart and you embrace it, then whatever, that's your deal. But if you're not, if you know that you could be doing this, or crap, I should be doing this, it's in your best interest to actually start fucking doing it, right? And when holy shit, there's like 10 deer in that yard. So, if you know that, then you're going to regret not acting upon it. And that's not necessarily me saying that to you as though I'm trying to hype you up. I'm kind of just reflecting on, thoughts I've sort of had to myself. Like, pretty much every sort of tip or, piece of hype, or like talking about discipline or whatever, I'm not saying that in a persuasive way necessarily. I'm kind of just reiterating what I've sort of thought to myself and what has kind of, kept me going in a way. In terms of the motivation and discipline, Like the caffeine, I'm a little spoiled just because I'm like a fucking, I have an unhealthy obsession for sure. Like, I mean, even years ago, even only like 1 year into lifting, if you ask anybody in my fucking family or anybody who knows me, and you were like, so how often does Sam skip the gym? I mean, they might fucking laugh at you. Legit, and I'm not even goofing, because as soon as I got into it, I was just kind of hooked. So, in that sense, again, I'm, kind of spoiled. When it comes to lifting, I guess for whatever reason, maybe shit that's beyond my control or like some kind of subconscious, I don't know, just obsession with trying to get bigger that was already like implanted in my mind from childhood or something. I don't know, I'm not a therapist or a psychiatrist, but for whatever reason, you plop me down in the YMCA, and it was just I almost said downhill. No, it was just uphill from there. So maybe that's you. Maybe you haven't really been getting into it. I mean, if you're watching this, I mean, I'm sure you're already kind of a seasoned lifter, but maybe you're not. Maybe somebody sent you this and they were like, bro, you got to watch this. Now, if they did, that's pretty fucking cool for me to hear, right? So, how do you know that's not you, right? Mike Mentor style, you never know how, how does it go? You never know how good you'll become. Oh, fuck, how does it go? God, this is a badass quote, too. Yeah, it's like some shit like, you never know how good you'll become unless you try. So let's get after it, right? It's fucking badass. How do you hear that and not get kind of hyped up? And, well, I think that's all I got to say. Freaking do with that what you will. Do with that what you will. But me sort of speaking as a, let's just say a lifting advocate, I can guarantee you're probably going to have more fun, or you're probably just going to enjoy some shit a little bit more if you can implement the gym into your routine across so many different fucking aspects of life. I almost don't want to talk about it. I kind of want you to just do it and then see it for yourself. So if that's you, if for whatever reason somehow an uninitiated lifter is watching this little portion, then I think you know what to do. I think you need to go on Google Maps and type in gyms near me, find the closest one, and turn on your freaking engine. Or walk, or take the bike, whatever you gotta do. Make it happen. So, that's enough on my little rant. For any initiated lifters, that may have kind of been totally unnecessary for you if you're already a total baller. But, keep going hard, eat your food. I've been eating my food good. I've been eating my food very good. So, 260, it's in my sights. Now, of course, I'm not necessarily obsessed with like a specific number goal for my weight. I just want to get as much muscle in my frame as possible over this period of the bulk. But 260 fasted in the morning, that's a cool milestone. So keep an eye out for it. I know I freaking am. So I'll see you next time, guys. Later.